Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. Chris Nolan grew up in New York until he joined the U.S. Marine Corps in 1996. He then joined the U.S. Capitol Police until making the transition to real estate. Shortly after, the Nolan Group was formed. They continue to strive for the best possible experience for buyers and sellers. How can they help you in your journey? And now, here's The Nolan Show with your host, Chris Nolan.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Nolan Show. Thanks for tuning in. With us as always, we have Heather Lewis here with us. And as a special guest, we have Ryan Scarpa, one of the owners of Block & Scarpa, which is a law firm right here in Vero Beach. How you doing today, Ryan?
Doing great, Chris. Thank you very much for having me. And
absolutely.
Yeah, first time on the show, and it's a first-class operation here, that's for sure. I didn't realize I was getting into a real deal studio, so this is great.
Well, cool. I'm glad you were able to join us, and definitely glad you like it. But you guys have a lot of stuff going on over there. That's why we wanted to have you on over here. I know we've done a few deals here recently,
yep.
Both on the title and then some other, real estate components out there.
Yeah,
you guys are doing the full service for the community, correct?
Yeah, totally. By real estate components, he means real estate disputes. We don't like to talk about the problems. Yeah, it's been a busy year, that's for sure. Busy few years. But yeah, real estate has been obviously very, very hot here in Vero Beach in Florida, in the country. So 2021 was our busiest year, probably in all areas of the firm, but definitely in real estate. And like you said, we've grown a lot of different departments. Fortunately, we've got a litigation department. On the real estate side, we try to make things go smoothly and avoid a problem, but obviously there's some things that are out of your control, and it's good to know that when we do have problems, whether it's a real estate transaction and the other party is there's some kind of a problem or dispute, that we've got the team to handle it. And same thing with our estate planning and probate department, which it's headed by my partner Beckett Horner. But to know that if there is a problem and there's some kind of dispute or one of the heirs is contesting some part of it, it's nice to know that that we've got a competent first-class litigation department to be able to step in and not have to farm it out and put clients in other people's hands.
Well, we've done over the years. We've done quite a few different scenarios because things do come up.
Yep.
And that's the reason why we have title insurance out there.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, there's discrepancies with lot lines. There's a lot of different discrepancies that can happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just input error.
Yes.
Whenever the paperwork was filed years ago, and it was just filed wrong.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of human error out there.
Definitely. And I think what has amplified the fact that there's a whole bunch of variables and ways things can go wrong. In 2021, we saw how many potential buyers that are just making offers and buying sight unseen. It was such a hot market that you got people in the Midwest and the Northeast that that have that fear of missing out. That makes people do funny things. And
well, I'm actually pretty excited because Ryan's firm has helped us out in various different aspects, whether it was probate or various different things. But as of yesterday, we are officially 100% our clients are satisfied. So as far as everything that we've dealt with, it's always worked out with our clients on the winning end.
Well, I appreciate that. We doing this now for since 2010, and having to kind of learn all aspects of the business. And as one of the partners, not only do we have to understand the legal components and what we need to know from a procedural and substantive standpoint to protect the client, but it's still a business. So right. It's I think us kind of understanding that a lot of the people we interact with are also in business and in the business of real estate, and everyone is interested somewhat from different standpoints, and the common goal is to have the transaction close and have it close smoothly and have a happy buyer and seller. We try to really understand from the agent standpoint and try to do a better job of that. Whether we do or not, I'd like to think we do, but that's the partner in most cases where that's how we'll have the first introduction to a client. try to have a relationship with those different agents and do everything we can to be helpful, make their life easier, and get the job done, get it across the finish line. And I appreciate that it all has gone well. And we're very fortunate. I will say that our paralegal team is second to none, and we definitely would not be able to deliver that product. It's really a service, but as we keep growing and scaling, I'll refer to it as a product. But that that product that results in a smiling client in the closing room and checks being cut, it'd be impossible without Carol Stone and Erica Hicks.
They are doing an outstanding job over there.
Yep.
Actually, everybody over there is super pleasant, super helpful, and it really is nice. Plus, not to mention, it's not just right there, because you guys are in multiple locations.
Yes, yeah. So Vero Beach, is where everything started, and was very fortunate to have met Sam Block, who hired me and became a partner. And Sam transitioned into retirement, and we stepped in and bought the firm. This is where our roots are, which is great because the people here are just, in my experience, so much better than a lot of other parts of Florida in terms of the kind of character that you get, when you bring people on and part of the team and they buy in and believe in what you're building, and just it feels a lot more trustworthy and, similar kind of people that you want to build with. But to grow, geography, we've tried to use to our advantage. In the business of running a law firm, there's a thing called conflicts of interest, which are one of many things that are, I would say, hurdles to this industry and being able to really grow. So, by spreading out geographically, we're able to grow in terms of number of attorneys, number of staff, but not run into the same conflict of interest problems where, there's only so many people and so many businesses in Vero Beach. And then, even on bringing on new attorneys to the team, where if they've been involved in a dispute or they've represented a party that's adverse to one of yours, we try to err on the side of caution, and that can create a ton of conflicts. And I think that's one of the reasons why you don't necessarily have one, massive 100-attorney law firm that's only based in Vero, because I got to think that it'd be very difficult to not run into those conflicts. So we opened a Fort Lauderdale office, and we've got one attorney that's full-time in Fort Lauderdale. We've got 2 attorneys full-time in Stewart. We've got 3 attorneys in Orlando, and we just brought on another attorney that's in Palm Beach that had her own practice, and she's also does estate planning, Elaine, and she's a LLM in taxation. And I think that at some point we're going to hopefully either maybe merge the Stewart and the Palm Beach office into one formal location. Okay. But yeah, it's been really great for me. A lot of my value with the firm has really been kind of, taking advantage of the fact that I'm able to kind of move around, and, spend some time in Orlando, spend some time in Fort Lauderdale, maintain relationships, check in on, progress and, goals, and, where are we in our kind of checklist of being able to grow each individual office and coming up with, different systems and different marketing initiatives to try to, make our presence a little bit more known in those locations where, we haven't been for, since 1979, like we have in Vero Beach. But it's been a challenge, but it's been fun. It's been really awesome. Enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say you guys have been doing a great job, and definitely as far as law firms that I've dealt with, but hands down, you guys, obviously you have my business, so we appreciate everything you're doing out there, and I know our clients do.
Thank you.
So that's one of the biggest things. When they're happy, it makes us happy, and that's why a lot of times we're even they're doing our settlements now, and it works out great because if there is any kind of confusion, we can get it resolved real fast. So we're super happy to have you on, partner up with you. And look forward to some of the other stuff that we have going on.
Yeah, same here. And I hinted at it a little bit, but there's no secret that we certainly rely on having good relationships with with realtors, and to have someone like Chris who probably goes above and beyond what we would normally expect in terms of a relationship where we've got a friendship, and our firm, we just we talk in our firm meetings all the time about, going the extra mile and communicating and, being a real resource. And that goes back to the whole, partnership approach, where, if we've got realtors that we're working with, and if we can be helpful and there's one-off questions or, needing to get some language to add to a contract. I mean, those are things that, I think it's short-sighted if certain firms, or probably the majority of firms, which they're so focused on a billable hour that it's not, they're not going to view it as, well, this is a great opportunity. Let me help. Let me kind of, establish some kind of a track record and, prove my worth. And, there's certain things where you're not going to get paid for every single thing that you do, but a lot of times it's a long play, and it's, you also want to be a good person and act in good faith. So. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. And you guys do a lot of stuff for the community, which is just huge. And we do want to talk about that, but we do have to take a quick break. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys are actually doing for the community out there.
Great.
So we'll be right back. Everybody stay right where you're at. Even with all this financial uncertainty, real estate is still the best tool to build wealth. Whether you're looking at investments or using your real estate to provide a legacy, let us show you the way. I'm Chris Nolan of the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. Visit mynexthomefinder.com.
It's Bluegrass Night every Thursday at Marsh Landing Restaurant. Enjoy our famous swamp water with down-home favorites like frog legs, fried chicken, and peanut butter pie. The music starts at 6:30 every Thursday. Call for reservations. Bluegrass Night at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street, and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Dr. Stephen Tate offers the safest and most efficient technique for customized cataract surgery. Patients are personally counseled on the best approach for their needs and lifestyle. From multifocal lenses that allow for distance and reading vision to toric lenses that correct astigmatism, let New Vision Eye Center guide you safely through your options. For world-class eye care on the Treasure Coast, visit newvisioneyecenter.com.
Hey everybody, glad you're still there. We are here with Ryan Scarpa, if you're just tuning in from Block and Scarpa, and he was telling us about some of the awesome things that they're doing over there. But Ryan and everybody at Block and Scarpa, they're more than just a law firm. They're doing stuff for the community, which is huge. You guys know we do that as well, but what Ryan's doing over there, I was actually looking at their website today, and the amount of charities that you guys have donated to and supported is just, it's ridiculous. What makes you do what you do?
Well, if they offer a golf, is that what it is? If a lot of those have the golf outings, so that makes it a lot easier to.
Are you any good?
It's a humbling game. Gosh, I'd like to say I am, but once I have a good round and think that I've got control of it, then I'll have a blow up round the next time. But I think that's what keeps you coming back in that sport. As far as the charities and donations and being involved in the community, that I learned from Sam. Sam Block had always stressed the importance of that, and Vero really is a special place, a unique place in particular, where for the most part, everyone kind of knows everybody. Or, right. I mean, where there's, normally 2 degrees of separation or 3. I mean, at worst case, there's 1 degree of separation in Vero Beach. And, it's important to show the community that you care, that you're putting in time and energy. And if you can afford to donate, which we've been, very fortunate to have grown and to have the ability to give back, we want to show our commitment. We're certainly, very, very grateful to be here for people that, have put their faith in us and given us an opportunity to work with them. We want to get our name out there and, support a good cause. And a lot of the causes are different, but, we also ask our attorneys to choose at least one, one kind of platform for them to participate in, whether it's, a not-for-profit serving on the board of directors. I've been on the charter high school board of directors for, I want to say 5 years, 6 years, maybe more, but that's really, the charter high school is really incredible. Where I grew up, we didn't, there wasn't really an option where you can choose where you want to go to school, especially, that it's not private necessarily like some of the other, high schools that you can choose to go to are, but just being around those kids who choose to be there and the talent, they specialize in a lot of the performing arts. Okay. And if you go see their shows, it's really, really incredible how talented and how first class the operation is. They have rooms that look just like the studio that we're in now, and they really do a great job. So I really enjoy being there, and it feels good that you listen to some of the problems that the school's working through and how they can grow, and you can contribute your mindset and your experiences to just like all the other board members.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Do you ever have any of the kids from there come to you looking for guidance into the professional world? Yeah, we've had a few that have reached out that want to get some more information on what it's like to practice law, and that can be depending on your experience, it is what you make. I do think that the legal education is really fantastic. The ways that you think and analyze problems and can protect yourself, whether it's in law or business, it's really wonderful. But I think there's a lot of variables that would go into whether or not it's a good career to choose. And, there's some firms that, there's attorneys at the satisfaction levels when they do the polling every year that are, it's a shame, but they're very, very low compared to a lot of other industries. And, at least at Block and Scarpa, we've tried to come up with ways to really make it a different feel. We're relatively young as a firm. A lot of our attorneys are on the younger side. We've got, some that are much older that offset the average. So I'll say the average. It sounds more established.
Sounds like us real estate agents as well.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, where were we? No, that's cool. What were we talking about? The kids in the school? Yes. So what brings me to my next question. What made you decide to get into law? Originally it was, I played college football, and I wanted to be an agent. And, I knew that after college, being, going to get a law degree, going to law school wasn't a total necessity, but most agents were lawyers, and bought me a little bit more time, before I got thrown into the real world after college. And I was a NFLPA agent for 8 years. Okay, cool. And that's a tough business. I can imagine. Not a lot of upside and a whole lot of risk and time involved. So, being an agent per se wasn't for me. But we certainly have a lot of celebrities, athletes that we work with and represent them in certain contract negotiations, buying and selling real estate, investing in real estate. A lot of that is kind of out of our Fort Lauderdale office. Okay. But so I went to law school and found out that I had to read the books in undergrad. I no comment on how much I actually did, study and prepare, right. But in law school, there was just no faking it. And I really think that transformed me and really work ethic and time to prepare. And I really applied myself. And, sometimes in my past prior to law school, I think I got away with, being relatively good at certain things where, it's almost a curse because you don't do everything you have to do to prepare. And in law school, there was no faking it, and there was no just, get by on,
the ability to, BS and whatever
Or
else.
charm someone, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was great. And, read a lot of dry stuff, and it, really developed a love for reading. And I definitely think just enjoying reading, and especially reading about, self-improvement and history, and even, biographies on successful people. And those are the kind of things I read a lot. But just through reading, the language that you developed, and the vocabulary, and just the knowledge that you have to be able to contribute to different conversations, I wish I would have, learned the hard way, or got into really applying myself fully, and more importantly, like reading and studying. I wish, earlier in life I would have fully, committed to that, because it's 100% made all the difference.
Well, it doesn't seem to have held you back. You're doing pretty good now.
Yeah. I mean, I was in high school. I mean, I had good grades, but in terms of, could I look myself in the mirror and know that, I did everything I could to be ready for this moment. That definitely changed, around 22 or so, when I went to law school, and it stayed with me, and that's been a big difference.
Well, that's awesome. Now, we know you're doing a ton of stuff. Obviously, the business is growing. What are you doing when you're not working? I mean, it sounds like you're working all the time, but what are you doing when you're not working?
It's funny. A lot of the things I enjoy doing, they go hand in hand with, making relationships with people. So when I'm not working, I love to, I invest in a lot of real estate. I own a fair amount of commercial and residential real estate. So I love to kind of be involved in different development projects, whether it's raising money or being a developer or investing. So, I spend a ton of time, on LoopNet and the different platforms to look for deals and opportunities. I like to golf a lot, which that also has great circles, and you're meeting interesting people and successful people. And I met a lot of really great friends just from the sport of playing golf. And, golf is funny, where you don't want to go with just the mindset that I'm only doing this to, make some new relationship that I only want for business purposes. In fact, rarely do you even talk business ever when you're playing golf. But it's a sport that's, hobby sport that's become a real passion. And my backyard, I did a turf and a putting green and a bunker and stuff. But now I don't have an excuse of why my short game is what it is. So
yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, my golf game is horrible.
Well, we'll play. We'll make each other laugh.
Yeah, it's a little ugly if I get on there, but sure, we'll try one day. But
don't ask me. Don't look at
I
me.
used to play, actually, we played a bunch of charity tournaments, and it was really good because I'm horrible. But the three guys that I would play with, they were outstanding. So it didn't matter, and I would usually get one lucky shot, and it actually worked out well because it was always when everybody was watching. Like everybody was converging, and they're like, "Oh, he did such a good job." And I'm like, "You didn't see the other 17 holes."
But you don't tell them that.
Well, no. But now they're probably not watching. They're all up north. But
that's so funny. Scrambles are the best. There's no better way to just take the pressure off, and and it's unbelievable how it's so. That's why all the charity outings are all scramble format, because it's. Nobody doesn't ruin anybody's day, and they go home and they're distraught.
Go home happy.
Yeah, so it's a long day. A friend of mine, they were doing some sort of tournament. It was like 100 and some odd holes of golf in a row. It was like some straight through. It started early, went through the night, and like one guy drives the cart, the other one just getting off and hitting the ball. Like that's a little more than I can do.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. I was thinking more miniature golf. Like I'll pick every once behind a miniature golf, but not golf. I don't know how to golf.
Yeah, miniature golf is rather humorous too, but they don't like when you drive the ball on a miniature golf range.
No, they don't like that for some reason.
Yeah. It's very odd. Yeah. But I think they just need to get a better sense of humor.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I wonder. I think Vero could use a mini golf facility at some point. I mean, Big Shots is great. It's a friend of mine that owns it, and I think that they were pioneers to have brought that here, and a brand that a lot of people weren't familiar with. It's not focused on miniature golf. It's focused on accurate chips, or the technology that lets you really see, just kind of like Topgolf. But I do think that with all the the grandkids and people that want to come to town and visit, and there's not a ton of stuff for a 12-year-old to do while they're here for a
That's
week
true.
with grandma.
It's coming up though. We're getting more and more stuff in town.
100%.
So, but I will look forward to that golf game sometime here
Yeah,
soon.
we'll do it.
I'll have to get to practicing.
record.
But unfortunately, we are out of time, so we got to cut out of here. For everybody out there, remember to follow us on Facebook. Follow us to your new home. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And we'll see all you guys next week.
Thanks for having me.
Sounds
Thank you
great.
both very
Thanks.
much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.